Hello friends, welcome to the lecture on stream gauging methods part 2. In earlier lecture we have seen what is meant by stream gauging and how to determine discharge of a stream by using velocity area method. We have seen so far how to determine the stage by using several techniques and how to determine the velocity of a flow by using several methods. So, in continuation of stream gauging, here in this lecture, we are going to see various methods and equipments available for this stream gauging. So, let us start. Discharge measurement using some artificial structures. If the physical and hydrologic conditions at the site permit, a fixed undeformable structure may be constructed to measure the river flow. You might have seen so far there are certain structures installed inside the stream which are equally important to measure the discharge rather than other operational operations. A number of hydraulic structures are used to measure the flows in field conditions. Out of them, first is the weirs. Weirs are used to control upstream water level or for measuring discharge or for both. They produce a critical relationship between the stage and discharge by obstructing the channel flow. Weirs have a defined cross section and hence the computation of discharge is simple by using the weirs. The size and cost of the structure increases as the size of the river increases. Site requirements consist of a reasonably straight approach channel which should be free from excessive sedimentation, weeds and other aquatic growth. The structure should be rigid, watertight, normal to the flow direction and should be capable of passing high flows without any damage to its body. The stage discharge relation at the site depends on geometrical characteristics of such structure. So this is a typical weir. You might have seen the weir in case of canals which obstruct the water and simultaneously measure the stage which has a correlation with the discharge. You can measure the discharge by using this particular stage. Then comes flumes. A flume is a flow measuring structure formed by a constriction in the channel. The constriction can be either a narrowing section of the channel or a narrowing section in combination with a hump in the inward. A unique stage discharge relationship exists independent of the downstream conditions. For a rectangular flume, the discharge of an ideal fluid is expressed as capital Q is equal to into bracket 2 by 3 raised to 3 by 2 under root of G into B into capital H raised to 3 by 2. Here, capital H represents the upstream energy and small b is the typical width dimension for the particular cross section shape of the flume. So this is the typical flume which is used to measure the discharge, which also have a stage discharge relationship for measurement. By introducing suitable coefficients, the equation can be modified or generalized as capital Q is equal to into bracket 2 by 3 raised to 3 by 2 multiplied by under root of G multiplied by C suffix V multiplied by C suffix S multiplied by C suffix D BH raised to 3 by 2, where CV is the coefficient to take into account the velocity head in the approach channel. CS is the coefficient to take into account the cross section shape of the flume. CD is equal to coefficient for energy loss and small h is equal to depth of water upstream of the flume measured relative to the invert level of the throat. There is other technique exist for the measurement of discharge inside the river or any stream, which is called as dilution technique. There are two dilution techniques so far exist. The dilution method of flow measurement, also known as the chemical method, depends upon the continuity principle applied to a tracer which is allowed to mix completely with the flow. I will repeat the sentence. The dilution method of flow measurement, also known as the chemical method, depends upon the continuity principle applied to a tracer which is allowed to mix completely with the flow. So there are two dilution techniques. First is the sudden injection method and second is the constant rate injection method. In both the methods, both are the chemical methods which works on the continuity principle applied to a tracer. Tracer, it is an element which is applied to the flow. So we will see the sudden injection method first. Just look at the figure. In figure, the concentration of tracer with respect to time, it is given sudden injection of volume V1 at section 1, then concentration at various sections at section 2 are shown by sudden injection method. So here consider a tracer which does not react with the fluid or boundary. Let C0 be the small initial concentration of the tracer in the stream flow at section 1. A small quantity of volume V1 of high concentration C1 of this tracer is added as shown in figure. So initially volume V1 of concentration C1 of the tracer is added initially as shown in the figure. Let section 2 be sufficiently far away from the on the downstream side of the section 1 so that the tracer mixes thoroughly with the fluid due to the turbulent mixing process while passing through the reach. The concentration profile taken at section 2 is schematically shown in the figure. As you can see, the concentration profile you can see at section 2. The concentration will have a base value of C0, increases from time t1 to a peak value and gradually reaches the base value of C0 at time t2. The stream flow is assumed to be steady by continuity of the tracer material. M1 is equal to mass of the tracer added at section 1, which is further equal to V1 into C1, where V1 is the volume and C1 is the initial concentration. So further it is equal to integration of Q multiplied by C2 minus C0 dt ranging from T1 to T2 plus V1 upon T2 minus T1 integration of C2 minus C0 into dt. It has the limit of T1 to T2. Neglecting the second term on the right hand side as significantly small, capital Q, that is discharge, by using this method can be estimated as Q is equal to V1 into C1 divided by integration of C2 minus C0 into dt having limits T1 to T2, where T1 and T2 are the initial and final timings for the tracer and C2 and C0 are the concentrations corresponding to section 2 and section 1. Thus the discharge Q in the stream can be estimated if for a known M1 the variation of C2 with time at section 2 and C0 are determined. This method is known as sudden injection or gulp or integration method. Then we will see the second method, that is constant rate injection method. Here you can see the schematic diagram. It is shown which is having concentration on y-axis and timing on x-axis. So here another way of using the dilution principle is to inject the tracer of concentration C1 at a constant rate Qt. Here at a constant rate the tracer it is being injected with a concentration of C1 at section 1. As you can see, section 1 it is shown with a horizontal line. At section 2 the concentration gradually rises from the background value of C0 at time t1 to a constant value C2 as shown in the figure. At the steady state, the continuity equation for the tracer for this particular diagram can be applied. Qt into C1 plus Q into C0 is equal to into bracket Q plus Qt into bracket C2, that is capital Q can be determined as capital Q, that is discharge, which is equal to Q1 into bracket C1 minus C2 divided by into bracket C2 minus C0. This techniques in which Q is estimated by knowing C1, C2, C0 and Qt is known as constant rate injection method or plateau gauging. It is necessary to emphasize here that the dilution method of gauging is based on the assumption of steady flow only. If the flow is unsteady, the flow rate changes appreciably during the gauging. There will be a change in the storage volume in the reach, and the steady state continuity equation used to develop further equations is not valid. Systematic errors can be expressed in such cases. Now, the tracer used should have ideally the following properties. It should not be absorbed by the sediment, channel boundary and vegetation. It should not chemically react with any of above surfaces and also should not be lost by evaporation. It should be non-toxic. It should be capable of being detected in a distinctive manner in small concentrations. It should not be very expensive. The tracer used are of three main types. Generally, these three main types of tracers are being used. First is the chemicals, common salt and sodium dichromate are typical. Second is the fluorescent dyes, which includes rhodamine, WT, and sulforhodamine, B extra are typical. And third is the radioactive materials such as bromine 82, sodium 24, and iodine 132. Dilution technique has certain advantages and disadvantages. So the advantages of dilution methods are they condense in a closed conduits such as penstocks, sewer pipelines, where current meter measurements are difficult and they are fast and accurate. And disadvantages are they are expensive for measuring large stream, special equipment required for measurement of concentration. So I hope you must have understood this dilution method and all other methods for measurement of stream flow. So I request all of you to go through these standard reference books to find out plenty of stuff with respect to the content which is relevant to the lecture. So thank you for listening. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me on my email address dnpaitankarce@sanjeevani.org.in. Thank you for listening. Happy learning.